We are sort of live.
Technical surprise.
All right, I think we might be working it. Welcome everybody. Kelly DeLucia here with Welch Team for our weekly local market update. You will note that the lovely Lori Michkowski is with me today. She is joining us, and we're so welcome to have her here. For those of you that don't know Lori, I am going to let her introduce herself to you real quick while I share our feed to some other pages.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Michkowski. I'm a senior listing agent with the Welch Team, and we're going to talk about some stuff that kind of plays into some of my experiences in the past. For 8 years, I was a team leader and broker for the Keller Williams offices here in Jacksonville, and 2 years ago, I made the choice to join the Welch Team, and have never looked back. Having a great time. So we're going to kind of talk a little bit about that as we talk about where can a real estate agent go to be successful, and how can you have a really productive and rewarding career in our business. Yeah.
Rewarding is a really great word to use. So before we go into that, we will go over our weekly local update on some of our market stats, what the numbers are telling us. As you guys know, we started doing this, while COVID and things were changing and there was some apprehension out there. And for the most part, we have had positive news to report to you guys every week, and that trend is continuing. So I'm going to share my screen, fingers crossed that it goes to plan. And we're getting there. We're sort of getting there. You would really think, I think I say this to everybody every week, that we're going to get it. It's going to go off without a hitch, and then something happens. But I believe that we have a good screen shared here. I'm going to put this on present mode.
This is what keeps it interesting, Kelly.
Got to keep you guys looped in. So, of course, it's not George and I. It's Lori and I right now. So, weekly topics. Here we go. As you can see, we still have really low inventory, guys. If you're thinking about putting a home on the market, look at this number right here. We're flat week over week. I mean, that's crazy. I did some digging last week at this time. 920 properties had been listed. 920, and last week we're at 726. So that's a 200 home swing. I know we're feeling it over here. Lori, what can you tell us as you've been talking to people that are getting ready to put their properties on the market? What are you hearing and seeing?
Yeah, and the buyers agents too, right? And the buyers, the poor buyers out there. That 200 home swing from last year is certainly impacting people. So many people put their plans on hold while we hunkered down and we were safe and we were doing the right things. Mm-hmm. And now it's like we're all trying to get through the gate at the same time, and buyers can't find the home that they're looking for, and sellers can't get their homes ready fast enough to get them on market, right, because they've been working on projects. So it's a paradox that we're kind of dealing with, and so we're seeing unprecedented activity on our listings. Where a listing would normally have been, 2 to 4 showings a week. In some of those, especially in upper price points or in certain school districts, we're seeing 4 or 5 showings a day, 30 days in on a listing, multiple offers within 24 hours. It's crazy right now. So we really need the listing inventory to get out into the market for us to be able to get it out to the market so we can serve the buyers that are anxiously waiting.
Yeah, and they are anxiously waiting because our next stat, check this out, you guys. So 819 homes went under contract last week. 871 went under, or the week before, and 871 went under contract this past week. So more homes are going under contract than homes that are being put on the market. So this is truly, pent up buyer demand, which most of the time gives the sellers, some leverage and some, a little bit of a seller's market, depending on your price point, depending on area of town. But the buyers still have all sorts of buying power right now too, because Lori and I are chatting. We're chatting about historically low interest rates and our affordability index. So there's a 52 home gap. I'm going to stop sharing for a second so we can just chat for a second. But, monthly NEFAR comes out with, market stats that talk about lots of things, the numbers that we're going over, but then the affordability index. And I'm going to have Lori share with you a little bit of what she was reading on that level.
Yeah, so affordability indexes actually has improved year over year. So this time last year, it wasn't as strong, and it's up 1.3%. Kelly's getting her blanket out. 1.3%, up 1.3% this year. And then the predictors, economic predictors, tell us that interest rates will probably stay as low as we're seeing them, definitely maybe bounce around a little bit in that 3% range, but they're going to stay that way through the end of the year. And GDP is supposed to grow. And so GDP is a big indicator for the real estate market. Right. We've got a super healthy economy given all things that have gone on. I know it's kind of crazy out there and has been for us for a while. But one of the things that hits me when I look at Kelly's stats is, those closing numbers we're seeing right now and the under contracts, those are not hangovers from what the initial activity we saw in a busy first quarter. Yeah, that's new, fresh activity since we started phasing into the opening our city.
Absolutely. So, phasing into opening our city, we see that week over week, some of those, sold homes have closed out. We're closed out, fortunately, 100 homes higher than we did last week. But we need more. Last year, this same time, we sold 760 homes. So again, that's another 200 home gap. So 200 home difference in what was listed. Let's see, pending contracts were 718, which is interesting because there were, this time last year, less homes went under contract than is right now in the last 2-week time frame. So truly, guys, this is the time. If you've been thinking to put your property on the market, do it quickly, do it now. All things considered, it's been a very great feeling working in the industry, knowing that we're going to be okay here. We're going to be all right, everybody. Yeah. So,
the other thing, Kelly, that's really interesting is those buyers out there that are thinking about, oh, I'm not quite ready, but I'm going to need to buy. If you're not already aligned with a real estate professional who's a full-time real estate professional working in this business every single day, you're going to miss out on opportunities. Anecdotally, I heard a story today where there was a home that went coming soon yesterday. So we all became aware of it yesterday, went on the market today, and the buyers by 1 o'clock were blocked from being able to put an offer in the home because their home wasn't on the market yet. Yeah. So the sellers are astute to the fact that there's a ready, willing, and able group of buyers who have homes under contract and on the market actively ready to sell, as opposed to those who are at a disadvantage because they may not be listed yet. So, really getting ahead of it is gonna help you. And it's kind of it runs in the face of logic because you tend to think of, I want to be able to sell my home before, or I want to find the place I'm going before I sell my home. Right. Yeah, some of those options actually work against you right now.
You got to take a little bit of a leap of faith and know that if these other homes are going under contract quickly, that yours will too, especially if you've aligned yourself with the right agent. We're happy to help you with that so that you don't end up homeless.
stay in Airbnb, right? So.
Got some options. You've got some options. We do simultaneous closings all the time, so don't be scared of that. But you got to be quick. You got to be quick to pull that trigger. So going back to stats, I'm going to skip past this screen and go to, you know, one of the things that we wanted to talk about was careers in real estate, because while we have had great success, not everybody has had great success during this point in time and during this time in their career. And we are currently hiring. So Welch team is currently hiring. We would love to meet people who are interested in a career in real estate. Maybe you already have a career in real estate and you're looking for an alternative, or you're looking to find ways to help yourself become more successful. So, you know, while we talk about the market is not dead, that we have really low inventory, homes are still selling, we have experienced a greater level of success than some of the other agents in our industry. And that's really a testament to the people that we work with and their dedication and commitment to this career and profession, and just grinding it out and making their goals happen, helping our buyers and sellers' goals happen, even when we are faced with some very, very new and unseen challenges. So, you know, we put together some numbers. Over the last 5 months, you know, how did we do? You know, of course, 2 of those months were COVID stay-at-home months. You know, how did we perform versus the rest of the MLS? And in all areas, our production was up. You know, I can't give the team more kudos than the way that they really persevered and strived to help the people that were still out and about looking, and the people who still did need to sell their homes, to make those goals a reality, and pivot with the change. So, you know, we're seeing, if you look at these numbers down here, you know, we were up 9%. The entire MLS was down 8.5%. You know, that's pretty much an 18% swing of how we are outpacing the industry. And we really are proud of that. We've put together a really great system. And I would love to, you know, take the remainder of this time, you know, from, you know, discussing things with Lori about why did you join this team and what makes it different. And, you know, to those people who are out there that might have questions about joining a real estate team, you know, what are those questions? Ask them. I'm monitoring our chat, you know, right now. And, you know, what is it that makes all the difference in the world in what you truly take away personally, and how you persevere, and how our team concept can help you make you stronger. So enough with me. As you guys know, I've been a part of this team for going on 9 years, and Lori, as she introduced herself, she joined our team about 2 years ago, but Lori was our broker for a very long time. And Lori watched our little team grow into what it is today. And when it came time for her to make a shift in her career, we're so fortunate that she decided to join and wanted to be a part of our concept. And she's a valuable asset, not only for her years of experience and her knowledge, you know, huge knowledge base and education, but because she really believes and understands in the value of working together, which is what makes us successful. So, you know, I'd love for her, in her own words, to walk us through, you know, there's some burning questions I'm sure that people might have out there, but, you know, first and foremost, you know, Lori, when you decided that you wanted to go back into selling real estate, you did it on your own for a little bit.
Yep, I did. Mm-hmm.
and you had success doing that.
Yes, it did.
But then you reached out and you're like, hey man, maybe I like this whole team idea. Why?
Yeah.
You know, what brought you to us?
Yeah. So I mean, it's always an interesting journey in real estate, for any real estate professional, because it's the actuality of being in the business and working the business as a business is much different than the concept of being a real estate person.
Sure.
So yeah, I started out and I was just like, I'm going to go out. I even considered building my own team. Yeah, I've been working with and coaching teams and groups for a lot of years, and I've seen some really great successes. The Welch team is probably one of the biggest successes that I had the opportunity to be involved with as a coach and a mentor. And so then when I went out there on my own, gosh, it's a little bit lonely to be a real estate person on your own.
Right.
And you're responsible for, shocker, it's not like I didn't know this, everything.
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 Right.
So for me, I told people for years, make the choices about how you're going to play out your real estate career and where the best fit is for you based on your own personal situation.
Right.
And it needs to be about everything, and not just financial or support or coaching. It needs to be all of it encompassed. And what I found was the culture was huge. I wanted to be aligned with another group of professionals who were performing at a really high level and who genuinely cared about their customers. And it was more about the ongoing relationship with those customers than just closing a deal.
Right.
And I found that type of a culture and that high-mindedness. I'd seen it for years in the Welch team and in Christina and all of the associates that are on our group. And as I said, okay, where would I feel like I could fit and be proud of being a part of? This was it.
I'm interrupting you. What is happening? All right, go ahead. This is the biggest part. You found the people that you wanted to be with.
I found my tribe. So it was great. So then at that point it was easy. Right? I interviewed for the job because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be the right fit for everyone, and it's been wonderful. This year, all of us are enjoying the success of the team. So what is a team's success is our individual successes as well.
Right.
And so at this point, I'm 8 closings away from the total I did all of last year.
Are you really?
Yeah.
8 closings. I should know this, you guys.
I know.
I put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. Can you imagine that? So guys, let me put this into context. So Lori did last year about triple the amount of business that a solo agent does.
That's right.
And we're going to get into a little bit about, misconceptions people have about how many homes you need to close and how much money does that translate into. But Lori did about triple the business of an average agent. And she more than doubled, probably almost tripled what an average agent would make as well. Yeah. And so for her to be halfway through the year completely outpacing herself is incredible. She set an extremely high goal for herself this year, to sell approximately 52, 55. What was your goal?
Yeah, 55 helps.
55 homes in 1 year. So think about that. That is a huge number that most people don't even see in 4 years of business. And we're able to help Lori get there with leverage. I mean, she's 1,000% dedicated and a hard worker, but you just wouldn't have enough time in the day unless you had the resources and stability of the other individuals on the team that are helping. And so, I will let Lori kind of chime in on what that means. Personally, I believe you join a team, one, culture. Lori mentioned that, it has to be a group that you fit in with, but 2, to surround yourself with like-minded people who are going to help you succeed. And then once you do succeed, or you get to that level that you want to be at, do you have upward mobility to keep growing? Because once you have leverage in place, you can do whatever you want. You can make it happen. So Lori, how do you leverage your time and resources so that you can financially impact your life? We all, it is work at the end of the day, and we have to pay our bills. So, what about that?
Yeah. So, I mean, and the team has been great for that, because it's really, it helps you get there. It's helped me get further faster in the business. And so, really being able to have those folks around that you can ask help from. Somebody, we can shortcut the process for each other by chiming in and sharing knowledge and resources. And so that leverages your time, and time's infinite, right? We only have a certain amount of it. So you have to be in real estate. Your time can get taken in a lot of little administrative minute tasks, the 80% stuff.
Right.
And I real focused on, I want to stay in the 20% stuff. So I'm really I can stay customer engaged all the time. Yep. And so by tapping into resources that the team has, by leveraging and learning the technology systems.
Right.
It's one of the statistics, or one of the articles that I was reading recently, said that the biggest challenge that real estate firms will face in the next 3 years, all real estate brokerages will tell anyone, their biggest challenge will be keeping up with technology. Mm-hmm. And to see what we were able to do, Kelly and I were talking about this earlier. I didn't grow up with technology, so being on the team, I've learned so much in 2 years that's really helped me to leverage my time and take advantage of those resources and really be able to get a much higher productivity level than I ever could have on my own. Right. And thankfully has helped me to survive and continue to keep the business going through this whole very unique year and situation that we've had. And had I had to put that kind of technology and those systems in place by myself, would have been really tough.
So, you bring up an excellent point of technology. And I think, as a Keller Williams agents, we have a brokerage that is very dedicated to being a tech forward company. A tech company that happens to sell real estate, is Gary's mantra. But, you just said you didn't grow up with technology, but you're not expected to do all that on your own when you're on this team. You have many people who are contributing to that collective effort. So, how, maybe you can share a little bit about, if you're out there and you're wondering, how do you take that next step forward? How do you keep pushing the envelope on your career? How did you embrace that? How did you get over your apprehension, or this is for the young kids in the game, or, whatever it may be, what was it that helped you?
Well, yeah, and I think it also becomes our fascination, right? Because some of the creative, fun things about any business, marketing and social media and all of that, are the things that also work to our detriment.
Right.
And so, during this time, we were expanding as a team. Brought in a full-time marketing manager. So somebody to really handle our marketing systems and to revamp our marketing program so that we were really maximizing that to its full advantage. There is a listing manager that started to work with me this year, Mark, God bless him, love him. He works with Kelly and I both, and he takes on a lot of those tasks, and we're able to seamlessly communicate by the technology platforms that the team has in place and has provided for us. And we're able to control those internally with the team. We've got our amazing director of operations, Tamara, can go in the background, and if we say we need a report or we need something to be able to more efficiently run our business, man, she's taken care of it, and she's got it done that day. And most real estate agents would be scrambling just to try to find the resource that could possibly do it, not being able to get the end result. And ultimately, they probably forget to do it or never do it.
Right. 100%.
So,
You gotta ask them 5,
yeah,
6 times. And
right, exactly.
well, let me ask you the elephant in the room question that everybody always, when you join a team, right? Part of being on a team is you're not making your full commission check because you are helping run a business. The business is helping you run your business, and you are helping contribute back to that business, which takes a lot of those out-of-pocket expenses off the table for you.
Right.
So when you're talking to somebody who says, yeah, but what about my split? It's like a dirty word around here. And does that matter at the end of the day? Like, what is your take on if you say, I want to make $300,000 a year? I'm just making up numbers here.
Yeah.
How does that impact your ability? How does being on a team impact that ability for you to get to that number?
Yeah. Yeah. My true belief, and it has been for a number of years, is that's how I get to that number, because I couldn't do it on my own. There's not enough, I don't have enough resources to be able to find the leverage I need to be able to get to the income levels or the success levels, however that's managed or measured for you, that I could on my own. So what ends up happening for a team, and I've seen it for years and years and years, is because of the leverage and because of the support, you're able to accomplish so much more that the split is irrelevant.
Right.
And so there's no way in the first year of business that I could have made the money I made at a split as a solo agent. And and the numbers, sometimes people, change is hard, and we're not, and as a public facing, customer service oriented business, we don't necessarily go out there looking for change and to do that. And it kind of flies in the face of logic, but every single time it'll absolutely work out. And I saw this over and over again in the brokerage, where the folks who were the highest achievers and the highest producers, the highest income earners, were the ones on teams, and not the team owner, the ones on the teams.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, that's a great point of not necessarily the team owner. We are very fortunate that, Christina Welch, our team owner, is, she is truly, that very 7th level or close to 7th level, purely operational at this point, not going out and doing sales. And we have a great organization chart that has people in place guiding different areas and branches of the team in order to help this run like a well-oiled machine, which you need in order to achieve those levels of success. And I see somebody ask the question here about what career opportunities does Welch team have available. And right now we are looking for agents to join our team. So on our team, we have agents that primarily work with buyers, and then, Lori and myself, we work with sellers along with one other agent. And we like to split things up into those niches because we find that we're able to focus 100% of our time on being that expert, and dedicating all of our time and tools and resources to one side of the process. And we know that we can 100% rely upon the agents that are working on the other side of the transaction on our team. So we are looking for people who want to focus on working with sellers. We are looking for people who want to focus on working with buyers. We have opportunities if you want to come in as an assistant and work as a showing assistant with some of our more experienced agents. We have opportunities for that. Like Lori mentioned, we have an intern that we have right now, so perhaps you're a college student, you're looking for an internship. Those are opportunities that we can talk about, or a high school student for that matter. We have marketing opportunity. We just filled a marketing opportunity, but as we expand and grow, there are ways to get involved on this team, regardless of where your expertise may lie. And I will also add, as a sneak peek, we are, one of the benefits of working on the team, one of the biggest benefits of working on the team are our transaction agents. So you guys may, you know, those real estate agents out there who are watching, you may have worked with a transaction coordinator a time or two, but you definitely have not worked with ones of this caliber. And our transaction coordinators are licensed agents, and they are able to run that transaction from the point you go under contract until close. And if you know from experience, some of the most time you spend on a file could maybe be during repair negotiations, or running back and forth opening up a property because you need to let somebody in to do quotes for this and a handyman for that, or this, you know, this is, you know, seamless, full service, part of our team. Wouldn't be there without them. So with all that said, that was a mouthful. We are branching out, and in the very soon upcoming weeks, we'll be offering services that are similar to our entire real estate community. And you know that you have a dedicated professional working those files. So that is the biggest piece of leverage our team offers internally, in my opinion. You know, and we have support on not only front end when we're out, you know, working listings and trying to get listings or out showing buyers. We have that support all the way through to the back end, knowing that those files that we put under contract are going to close because we have somebody who's efficiently managing the process. Anything else you'd add, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, I think it falls into the systems and processes in our transaction, our support team. I love our support team. They are just phenomenal. And what I have heard year after year after year, agent after agent, is, oh, I don't know if I can let go of that kind of control. And yeah, you know, the biggest piece of freedom for us and the ability to really move into a space where we can do more for our families is by letting go. And you can't, and now I really understand why they said that to me, because they didn't have the right people. Right. And so if you don't have the right people, then it's hard to let go. And so, you know, so we saw, you know, this team runs like a business, and so there's career opportunities for everybody in lots of different areas. And we know that that's a need out there. And so our transaction team is such a well-oiled machine with such great systems and processes that they know it as well, if not better than we do. From contract to close. And so, and we can totally trust that they'll take care of our people. So being part of the team, you get that benefit. And we're also opening an extension, additional business, as Kelly mentioned, where we're going to try to take that benefit to real estate professionals across our market area who don't have the opportunity to have somebody in their corner that way.
Yep.
So really unique.
It's very unique, you know, and beyond that, we are expanding our educational offerings as well. Part of what makes our team an excellent place to work is that, yes, there are plenty of resources out there that the Northeast Florida Association of Realtors offers, but we internally, you know, run our own training, do our own roundtable discussions, do our own, you know, huddles about current, relevant, you know, need to know information that we can get into the hands of our agents very quickly. And that education piece will really step your career up when you know that you are, you know, walking into a listing appointment or walking into a negotiation with a buyer, or trying to figure out, you know, how am I going to run comps for this property, that you not only do you have your experience, but you have the experience of all the other agents on this team that are performing at very high levels, that have run 50 plus transactions personally per year. But then add all that together, that collective knowledge and wisdom and experience. It's rare that something comes up around here that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And when it does, you got a whole group of people working to solve that problem with you.
Right. Yeah.
tuck it up here, and we'll be able to use that knowledge going forward. So education is very important to us. You can't grow your career unless you grow your mind. It's the one, thing that will never change on this team is our commitment to training and educating our agents.
Yeah.
So Lori, it's 4:11, even though we started late.
Yeah.
But what, if there's anything, that if somebody had a question or said, what's the biggest thing that's contributed to your success? And would you do it all over again? Or would you do it differently? What would you say?
I would have made the move into the team faster. I would have joined the Welch team faster because I was working with all of them and had a great relationship with everyone. But I would have moved off into that space because the balance and the caring around the group that we have within, knowing you've got somebody that's got your back all the time, no matter what, and the space to make mistakes, and also the people to celebrate when you succeed is something that, every day it's a blessing to get up and have that. And not all agents do that. This is a lonely fight as a real estate agent. And let me tell you, going into battle alone is not the smartest choice. So, so get a tribe. Yeah. And our tribe is a wonderful tribe, and we're looking for other wonderful people that want to be a part of it. So
we are. Well said. Very well said. You got to have your people that have your back. And we had another question. It looks like that I'll answer before we hop off, but part-time versus full-time. We're full-time agents here. This is our, some weeks you might work 60 hours. Other weeks you go on vacation and people are helping you with your files when you're gone. Which is huge. Some weeks you set your own goals. At the beginning of the year, we all set our own goals. And the purpose of the team is to help you achieve those goals. And you're going to better achieve those goals if you're surrounded by a group of people who are also rooting and cheering you on. And, everybody has a minimum standard. But if you say, hey, man, I'm going to shoot for the stars and I'm going to sell 55 houses, then what do I need to do to help you get there? And that's, the role of the team is to help. We will support you all the way. So accountability is something that is a dirty word in real estate because people think going into real estate because I can work when I want. I can work from Starbucks. I don't need to go into an office. I'm just going to take off this afternoon and go to the beach. I mean, you can. Probably not going to experience that same level of success. So, being in an office helps us as long as you're at your goals, as long as you're doing what you need to be doing. Go pick up Starbucks and hang out there for 2 hours. You've got your plan and you're working it. That's awesome. But in the beginning, if you need a little bit more help and you need to be around a group of like-minded people who can help you get to that level, being in the office as a realtor is so important to be a sponge. Yes. Soak up all that knowledge and hear the conversations that are happening around you and hear the, phone calls that people might make or the negotiations that are occurring. Or Lori could probably tell you guys, I'm in office over from her right now. And I'll hear her and I'll wheel my chair, back behind the truck. What did you just say? Like, what's happening? How can I help? Because that's the supportive environment that we want to provide so that you can achieve every single goal that you set out to achieve.
Can I also, one last thought too from me, for years I've interviewed agents because I've hired hundreds and thousands, I probably hired thousands of agents, honestly, over the years. And one of the big things that they've asked me about teams is I've always told them, think about consistency. Because whether the market's good whether it's bad, whether there's a pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
whether there's a natural disaster. It doesn't, whether it's the holiday season or the buying season or not the buying season, it doesn't matter if you're on a team,
Yeah.
because you'll have consistency in your life. And if you want a longevity in this career, either you're going to work really, really hard, even when you are tired of working that hard, or get some support around you and put those pieces in place so that you've got the ability to stay consistent in a world that sometimes isn't predictable.
That's right. Very well said. This past few months have shown us that, you know, you can still be successful in the most unpredictable of times. And the team can be here to support that process, because if it wasn't for the members on this team constantly cheering everybody on and knowing that we were going to come out on top, okay, you know, everybody has those moments where they're just like, what is happening?
Let's put my pillow under my
Yeah,
head under the covers, right?
I want to go to work today, you know, but you get up, you put your shirt on because you got your pajama pants on still.
Possibly not, no.
Maybe not. And you go and you show up.
Yes.
You compete.
Yes.
And you do well. And we have done very well. And I, you know, reach out to myself, reach out to Lori. There are a lot of members on our team, actually pretty much every single member of our team, other than Lori and myself and George, who you guys all know, we're an individual agent at some point in time. And at that point, and you know, and at a point in time, they made the decision that I'm going to be more successful if I join the team. And guess what? They are, every single one of them. And you know, I wish I could ask them all right now in front of you, but it's really nice to be able to be a part of their level of successes too, and to share those successes, and to know that we've built a lasting product.
Absolutely.
So with that, it is 4:18, so we are way over, but maybe we'll do a part 2 in the future. Thank you everybody for joining us this week. I know we didn't talk a ton about market stats because we need more homes.
Yes, we need inventory.
We need to be able to sell some homes because people are out there shopping and there's nothing to buy.
Right.
So, send us a message, send us a DM, go to our website, welchstream.com, call us 476-5539. Somebody will pick up the phone.
Yeah. Find us on Facebook.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.